Good evening, viewers. Welcome to another Tea Time Talks. Once again, we are back with our favorite cup of tea and an engaging conversation. Although I know when we look around us on social media and news, it is pretty alarming, and one cannot help thinking that is this a wake up call for all of us? Have we been taking our planet for granted for too long? Now, sustainability is a word that we keep hearing, but let's focus on one aspect of sustainability today. Sustainability focuses on meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. The concept of sustainability is composed of three pillars: economic, environmental, and social. And there has to be an equilibrium between all these three. Now, is it something to be left to think tanks and scholars and world leaders, or we all can contribute in some way? We all have to reassess our lifestyle choices today, especially in the wake of what all is happening around us. And I have an eminent guest who will help us understand one aspect of this, which is sustainable cooking. So I would like to welcome my guest today, Chef Nishant Choubey, who is a sustainable chef. Hi, Chef. How are you?
Hi, Shivani. Good to see you. Thank you very much for your kind introduction and an amazing topic called as sustainability.
Okay, so Chef Nishant is a consulting chef for Michelin plated Indus Bangkok. He's a corporate chef, Senan Tokyo, and partner chef, Street Stories Bangalore. He has always been interested in sustainable cooking. So I would like to ask you, Chef, if you could give us a brief introduction of your career and how you acquired all this wisdom about sustainable cooking.
Hi, Shivani. Thank you very much for your kind introduction, and I hope everything is safe at home. My career, I graduated from IHM Bhopal in the year 1999.
Okay.
Post that, I worked with Raj Vilas and Trident Hotels for good 2 years.
Okay.
After that, I switched over. I went to Madina Jumeirah and was part of pre-opening team for Madina Jumeirah. Worked there for three hotels, was done, and then came to India thinking about I have become, topmost chef of the world. But I mean, it is a bad choice if you think like that, because you have to really work hard to get the job. So finally, I got it at Olive. I started working at Olive Mehroli and was pre-opening team for Olive Beach. I opened lab for Arjun Rampal, and then I was done. Post that, I worked with Roseate Hotels for 8 years. I started with Dusit Devrana. It was called Dusit earlier. That
Yes.
was a Thai collaboration. And then opened up Roseate House. In between, I went to different part of the world and did curated pop-ups. One of the pop-ups was a real hit because I'm talking about Indus Bangkok, which is already into Michelin plate, and me and legendary Dr. Pushpesh Pant have curated that restaurant, and the food is on the lines of Indus Valley civilization. So
Wow.
when you talk about sustainability, I think that is one of the place where I started understanding myself, understanding my core. So from there, I started getting that notion of sustainable cooking and sustainability. Uh, Apart from that, I have cooked in Tokyo, in South Africa, in Kenya, in Canada, in US. I did a 2 week course from John Falls Culinary Institute in Louisiana.
Okay.
So yeah, this is brief about it. Me about Apart from that, I definitely like to talk about Street Stories Bangalore, which is a vegetarian craft kitchen. And there I understood that each and everything can be vegetarian in this world. Only thing is that you need to replace the protein. That's it.
Okay.
But you can make every dish as vegan, every dish as vegetarian. I
Wonderful.
mean, talking about meat dish.
So, are you ready with your cup of tea? What are you having today?
Yes. So I mean, we need a lot of immunity booster
Yes.
stuff right nowadays. So I'm having some bit of green tea and
Okay.
a bit of basil and some cinnamon in this. So yeah,
Okay.
cheers.
So, I am also having in a sustainable cooler,
Oh,
and
nice. Oh,
I am
nice.
adding tulsi
Good to see that.
and all our Indian spices, long and a little bit of elaichi and tulsi. These are my favorite
Excellent.
flavors. So, let's start.
Excellent.
What exactly is sustainable cooking?
So, see, sustainable cooking is actually knowing about yourself, knowing about what is right and what is wrong, knowing about what is healthy eating, knowing about nourishment, knowing about nutrients, knowing about zero hunger, zero wastage. Okay, knowing about how you are, shopping, how you are cooking, how you are disposing of your waste, everything, how you are consuming energy, how I mean intensify you are about cooking, or how you understand that we should not consume too much of energy when we are cooking.
Mhm.
So all these things, if we're talking about, it is about eating mindful, shopping artisanal produce, and of course raising awareness, because we it's our right to let people know what is the importance of sustainability or sustainable cooking.
Okay. So were we always into sustainable cooking, or it is a new discovery? It's a new catchword or catchphrase.
I don't think so. It is a new discovery. We were always sustainable. If I go back to the most talked civilization of the world, that's called Indus Valley civilization. I think this is a civilization which the entire world, respects and want to follow. So yeah, there if we go, we have enough evidence showing that we were sustainable. We were eating local produce. We were eating millets. We were eating grains. We were eating greens. We were eating a lot of meats. Okay, and we used to cook on those terracotta pots or pital kasa. Even there are evidence of camel milk and camel as a staple meat into that region. So so we were always sustainable. We were always talking about. We were always used to cook on those earthenware pots. Soul food was very very prevalent. So I think we were always sustainable. In the long run, what happened is that we kind of we refined ourselves, just like how jaggery became sugar.
Sugar.
So it is like refined, So so that's exactly what has happened. But we are going back to basics now.
So you mentioned soul food. What is soul food, if you could tell our viewers?
Soul food is basically which satisfies your soul, it is basically something that you really want to eat,
Okay.
something that has got a lot of heart and soul inside it.
Oh,
So also, I mean, if you cook it right, in
mhm.
the right way, while you are smiling, I think that's what soul food is.
Yeah. I'm sure, we always say in Hindi ki, you have to put love into the food. That's
Absolutely,
what
yes.
generally mothers and grandmothers do, and that's why it tastes so much
Yes,
better. So,
yes, if you're not happy, you cannot cook good food, believe me.
yeah, you have to have your heart and soul in it. Very, very true.
Agree.
Now, what are the advantages of sustainable cooking if we see long term? Is it just for the planet or it's for us also? And is it an extension of sustainable farming and sustainability as a whole? How do all these things connect?
See, there's not even 1% of disadvantage of sustainable cooking. It's
Okay.
only advantage, because if you do sustainable cooking, uh, I mean you will be healthy. The entire world would be healthy. Our planet would be healthy. Our environment would be eco-friendly. So I mean, I'm talking about, if we look at the present scenario, I think we are the only one who should be blamed for it, because we are cutting our trees, we are cutting our environment, we are making our luxury as our, we're taking it granted,
Mhm.
that we have to have, those amazing houses and those amazing things, those amazing cars. So we are showcasing a lot of things, but in the same time, the environment is giving back to us. The environment is saying that, come on, I mean, don't do things like that, which is not right.
Yeah.
So it is, I think, if I put it in the right way, there's absolutely no disadvantage. Absolutely, it's all advantages only. Of course, your finances also be taken into control. uh, if you look at sustainable cooking, then you consume the right way,
There is
you
less
cook in the
wastage.
right way. You have There's less wastage,
Mhm.
the less less garbage. So you are indirectly, you are getting very benefited in your, regarding your health and regarding your
Okay.
money too.
Now, if somebody wants to start on a path of sustainable cooking, because obviously our generation, somewhere we lost touch. with all these practices because we had a lot of disposable income. We thought we can buy, more
True.
equipment. We became more dependent on machines, and somewhere along the way, we lost touch with all these very basic, very rustic practices. So, could you give us some basic tips if someone wants to go sustainable? Where can one start?
So see, I mean, to go sustainable, you should control your refined starch first and foremost. Okay, when you're shopping, try to use try to use whole grain. Okay,
Okay.
try to use jaggery or no refined sugar, no
Mhm.
refined salt. Okay, because those are the basics. If I look at chawal, dal, and sabji, I mean, then
Okay.
you also should look at local corner in your big bazaar or your shopping arcade. You should also try to be friendly with your local people who are
Local. Eat
growing those
local.
vegetables, amazing vegetables.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. You should try to visit those artisanal markets, okay, which is very, very prevalent in Delhi now.
Yes.
Hats off to Minu Nageshwaran and Achintyan and then Divya, and they are all into organic crops. I think let's not confuse between organic and local. Organic has got other certifications, so I think let me use the word local. That's
Local.
better. So if you are friendly, they would be able to tell you what they are growing, so that you when you're getting everything at your home, don't look at roughly or ugly sized vegetables or ugly looking vegetables. It
Yeah.
might be better, in
Okay.
terms of all those GMO grown vegetables. Okay, so you should be able to eat crops which are local, or which are
Okay,
grown
maybe
in the
maybe
best
uneven,
practices.
like sometimes carrots are not the same size and
Yes,
not as
not the same
glossy.
size.
Apples, we used to buy very glossy looking apples, but we came
Yes,
to know that it was
yes.
not always healthy. So,
No, it is only shiny. It is, if you take off, if you brush it with your paper or cotton, then all this, shiny part goes off, and you'll have this ugly thing coming out. So that's exactly what you should try to go natural. You should go local, go green. I mean, that's what it is. Try to, encourage your farmers. Okay, when I say farm to plate, the plate should also go back to farm. You should tell your supplier, your local people, that what are you doing about those crops. I think they
okay.
will be very, very happy. In fact, in my menus of the recent restaurant that I am doing, I'm not writing any chef's name. I'm actually writing farmer's name, from
Wow,
where I'm producer, from where I'm buying those vegetables.
that's so nice.
So it is this is how you should be friendly with our farmers. They are the key. They are the source for us. So there is certain awareness in the market for sure, but we need more.
So, are there some foods that put a more strain on our environment? Like, can we choose also wisely? How is millets better than rice? I mean, I just want to understand from a layman's point of view.
Of course, I mean, millets are whole grain, or millets are artisanal, okay, or millets. I mean, we're talking about ragi kuttu, madua, and all those,
Yeah, we had so many
whole
of
grains.
these
I mean, that.
grains earlier. Our ancestors used to use all these grains, and we have stuck to just white rice and atta, just two things. And why don't we go for more variety,
No,
isn't it?
that we should try to get our attas or our flour from the chakki, okay,
Okay.
which is cold pressed. Okay, even cold pressed oil is very, very popular. Or I mean, there are a lot of farmers who are actually giving you cold pressed oil. You must use them, because there is no energy, then all those nutrients are intact. Okay, same with the flour. When you are actually getting flour, try to ask this chakki wala to give you 5 grain atta. Okay, already there are companies which are doing multi-grain, so you should use multi-grain. Believe me, there's no difference. Okay, there's no difference to what you are eating right now. It's all about how aware you are of the present situation, and getting the ingredient.
And in the process, we will be getting healthier also, I suppose, isn't it?
Of course, yeah, yes, of
So
course,
that will
100%.
be
Because if you
icing on the cake, I guess, the
yes,
nutrition part of it. So,
because we are not working out so much. We are not working out so much right nowadays. So that's why we should consume the right. We should control our
so
sugar. We should control our
great.
salt. We should control our starch. We should control our carbohydrate. I do also a TV show at Fam Health called, Tata Sky called as Fam Health, and I
Okay.
actually curate food for people who are diabetic. So
Oh,
diabetic doesn't tell you that you should control. I mean, they tell you that you can eat each and everything in the right proportion. So that's very very important. So
okay.
I mean, if I look at, so they also tell that I mean, you should control your starch, your carbohydrate, your salt, and your sugar. If you control them, then you'll be fine.
Okay, so one of the points you said was the wastage that we have in our kitchens. Could you give us some tips on how to reduce the wastage and how to use certain portions that we tend to throw away? Practically, if you
Very
could tell us,
good.
like beetroot or say any vegetable, the leafy greens.
No, no, very nice. Very good question. Anything that you actually get from outside, first and foremost, please do wash from cold water. Okay,
Mhm.
because it might have a lot of insects which are not great. Okay, then when you're using it, say if you're using cauliflower, then you should use dandi.
Okay,
Also, okay, you cut them. If you don't know how to do that, at least make a stock out of it.
yeah,
And
the
then
lentil.
when you are making rice,
Yeah,
when
my
you are making
cousin
rice,
used to.
you can use that water.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that's what that dhantal ka sabji is very very interesting.
Then
Even
muli
potato
leaves,
skin,
radish leaves.
moli leaves is very very, yes, that's collard green. So you can chop them. You can use little bit of mustard oil, kachi ghani ka mustard oil,
Mhm.
and that's a very very nice salad. You can throw some beetroot, some quinoa, some bit of apple, and create an amazing lunch salad. Okay,
Wow.
that is also great for your weight loss.
So no need to
Beetroot
always
peel.
buy
Uh,
rocket and kale, but we can go for
no,
radish greens also.
yeah, yeah. Radish is very nice. If we, I mean, for example, if you have tindley right now, okay, then if you preserve tindley, it will become like gherkins, just same like
Oh,
gherkins.
those
So you
people
just cut them,
don't
boil them.
have tindley or tinda. That's what we call it in
Yes, yes, that small one, the small one. You cut them, you boil them, and then you make a lovely brine solution with some bit of vinegar, and then you preserve them. It will become like a very amazing pickled gherkin. Then you put it in your sandwiches, whole grain
yes.
sandwiches or rye bread or something like that. Then you can
Excellent.
use it. Okay.
So
Then beetroot peels, you can dry it, make a garam masala, and then take a selfie because it's all about Instagram, Facebook right now, and all about how I see people are so much aware. They really want to
yeah,
showcase their product.
but if we
So
can
in that ways they can create their own aromatic kanji, like
kanji.
you take whatever peel, please use them, and then create a very amazing kanji. Okay, that's a fermented beverage. The entire world talks about fermentation, how nice it is for our gut. So starting from dahi to kanji, so it is quite nice. These bacteria are very very good for our immunity. So
Mhm.
I think we there are several examples which is I mean,
Even
our
bread,
endeavor is that you
sometimes
should not throw anything.
when we make
Jamun,
sandwiches,
seed.
even the
Yeah,
bread, the
even
crust
jamun
is
seed.
thrown away.
Yes, the crust you should dry it out, make a powder, and you can keep it in a pulpit jar. Okay,
Yeah.
don't. I mean, the pulpit jar should not have any water content.
Okay.
Otherwise, no moisture. Otherwise, this might turn bad. Then whatever pakoras or whatever deep frying that you can do, you can use it as a crumb. It'll become very nice. Even very amazing bread and butter pudding when you are making.
Mhm.
So you can use that powder crumb and make a very very amazing pudding. So in fact, Shivani, if you want, I can share some recipes also. That's not a
So that'll
problem
be
if
great,
anyone
and we
wants it.
can do another show with the recipes. Now, if we see
Sure.
our regional cuisines, there were many sustainable practices again, and I'm sure you research and go to all these remote areas. Is there something
Yeah.
interesting you have seen in these areas?
So here I would like to point out my recent work with Round Glass Thali. Round Glass Thali is a sustainable organization who actually, I mean, encourages sustainability in India, and they work with chefs who actually respects local food. Okay,
Okay.
so in fact, I am very much into it. So when I was in Jharkhand during this lockdown, I had no job. Everyone has the same condition. So I got a call from them saying that, Nishant, would you do some work for us? I said, why not? If you're paying me, of course, yes. Okay. So I did 100. I researched and I recreated on. I mean, I recreated dishes according to 21st century. Okay, of
Wow.
what people used to eat. So I met all of these tribals. There are 32 tribals in Jharkhand, and there are sub-regional cuisines of India. When we talk about regional cuisine, the region also has sub-region.
Coverage.
Okay, so
Okay.
saying Jharkhand has a Chota Nagpur belt.
Yeah.
Chota Nagpur is a different plateau altogether. Okay, you go and you find a different kind of lifestyle only. That's why saying we have enough to research in our country. Apart from northwest frontier, we have east is full of cultural harmony or food.
Diversity.
So I happen to Yes, absolutely. I happened to meet all these tribal people. They're quite insecure that why am I asking their recipes, okay, and what am
And
I giving to
I mean,
them?
I'm sure
So
they are quite healthy, if you see their physique,
very healthy.
they're all
The
great.
very healthy. The timing is superb. They used to wake up at 4 in the morning and they sleep at 7 in the evening. That's what we want to do in our cities as well, right? Eat early, sleep early. So I mean, they eat soul food. Okay, even I mean they eat a lot of meats, of course,
Okay.
uh, and all meats are with skin on duck, pork. A
There is
lot of
some
meats,
wastage.
but yes, chawal is all I mean all I mean full grain or no wash grain kind of rice, and all these local vegetable whatever is grown, they eat seasonal produce. We don't eat seasonal. We eat what big bazaar or all these shopping market give us to us, right? But they eat what is available. They eat it. Okay, so they are very healthy. There's no weight kind of thing for them. Okay, they are hardworking. Okay, and they're quite strong, and I don't think so they get anything like what is infecting right now, coronavirus and all. They
Mhm.
don't even know about it.
Okay. Now, in this is about domestic cooking, but in hotels and restaurants, how many chefs do you think are aware of sustainable practices, and how can I mean, have you worked with them also to generate awareness? And like a restaurant food is different from home food. At home we can give khichdi to our
Correct.
family and they will accept it.
I
How can
agree.
we also make hotel and restaurant menus more sustainable and healthier also in the process?
No, I agree, Shivani. Things are getting better, but again, I would like to point out it's a three-way system. Okay, we have a guest. Okay,
Mhm.
and then we are the one who create. And there is a farmer. Okay,
Yes.
so we all have to be on the same line. We all have to understand the value of sustainability. We all have to understand the value of quinoa apples,
Yes.
not those laminated apples. Okay,
Yes.
even if the guest is paying whatever amount, he should say that no, I only want to eat those local vegetables or local produce. Then only we as a chef would encourage and produce things accordingly. So I mean, again, I would say things are getting better. Why we have to waste it? I mean, buffet is a complete waste. If
Mhm.
we see majority of food which is wasted in hotels and restaurants are from buffet,
Yes.
let's not waste food. Let's move towards zero hunger. I
Mhm.
mean, people are actually dying hungry.
Yes.
People are having sleepless night. They are not having food. They are deprived of food, and in the same time, we are throwing so much of food.
Yes.
So I think we are. I mean, as people who buy, they also should understand that even if whatever they should not, they can wear whatever they want, but they should not eat from their eyes. They have to only eat from their mouth, right? I mean, they
There's
want to
too
see
much,
spreads all over.
emphasis on how food looks, and everything looking beautiful like a painting. We should move away from that. And
Correct.
also in menus I've seen
Yes.
often in a restaurant there are two or three signature dishes which keep on getting sold, and no one buys the other thing, no one orders, like even in a, say, a four course menu. Even if you are a non-vegetarian, sometimes we should try vegetarian also. Do you think vegetarian food puts
100%.
less strain on the environment?
100%, because animals, they need more space, more energy, more source
Mm-hmm.
for their upbringing. So of course, vegetarian is better. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
to consume. So yeah, I mean, we should definitely respect vegetarian and try to use more. I mean, it's also about deforestation. Okay,
Yes.
animals they eat so much of green, so we should curb eating meats as much as and we should encourage eating more vegetables and more greens.
Okay. Now, what are the cuisines that lend themselves well to sustainable cooking? If you see worldwide, which countries do you think are really doing great work in this area?
So I look at Bangkok, Thailand.
Mhm.
We they are really following sustainability to the core. I look at Japan also. Japan, as I mentioned before, that Japan, there are places they don't even take yen, and they don't even take dollar. They don't even take plastic cards. Okay,
Wow.
they will only take yen. So when you're traveling to Tokyo, make sure you are carrying yen. Otherwise, you will not be able to eat those amazing food. Uh, they Mostly they use their own cuisine. Their own produce, their own meats to and to the core. In Bangkok, I just like to give an example of Royal Project. Okay, when I was researching for Indus restaurant, I happened to went to go to that market, and that's a local market there, and you find all those ugly looking vegetables, but I curated a dish called as tandoori vegetable out of pumpkin, red pumpkin, and
Oh, I
some
love
bit of
pumpkin.
corn, some carrot, and that was the most humble dish. And when I got this lovely red pumpkin, I roast them in tandoor with skin.
Mhm.
Whenever you are using pumpkin, you should actually use skin too.
Who's the skin?
So it tasted so nice, it tasted so sweet, and those amazing tandoori marination in that is just outstanding. A bit of lime, and it was the most sold dish. So
Wow.
sometimes humble
Even the
ingredient, a
pumpkin can
humble
be
dish,
exotic, you know. I mean,
pumpkin. Otherwise pumpkin is not so much respect. That doesn't have so much respect in India. Even I like to name a friend of mine called James.
mhm.
He is that much sustainable that he hires people of that area only. Even the furniture of his restaurant are only from that area. Okay. Even the meats,
Mhm.
if you look at the menu, the meats are actually named, saying that these meats are being sourced in this kilometer, so they are the free range birds. Okay, you'll find names like this. Okay, he
So
is that much sustainable.
earlier we had this craze about, New Zealand lamb chops or Scottish salmon. Now, do you think even in terms of meats, we should turn more towards local? And what's your stand on, say, fish? There is sustainable fish, and there some fish are going extinct. You know.
No, I have a good question. There's no harm. If someone is getting Australian lamb chop, which is 4,000 rupees, and if people are ready to buy that, I have no issues. But I have my own interest towards local lamb, local
Okay.
mutton, local Indian mutton,
Okay.
and I love making nihari or rogan josh or even seek kebab with that. So
Mhm.
even if you look at Bukhara, they are known for their run. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
that run is just out of world. So I don't think so. There's any point that one should look at that. We amazing Himalayan trout. We have kingfish in southern India. Then we have snapper. We have sole. I mean, how many fish we want? We have mussels too in southern
And
India.
yet in
We have
any restaurant you
scallops
go
too.
to, we see basa being
Yeah,
served. Whereas, we have such good local food.
basa.
I mean, that's also
Yeah,
something which I just can't understand. In Hyderabad, we have maril, which is such a nice fish. But I don't know, it's just become a fad. Also, chef, like earlier times, we used to have different type of houses. There would be trees growing in the backyard, and we should end up using every part of the plant, say banana, right from the raw banana to banana leaf, banana flowers, even for moringa, something like drumsticks, the leaves and
yeah,
flowers are edible.
very
Yesterday, I
nice.
was seeing a recipe of mutton. They have used the leaves of tamarind for the sourness. And I mean, I think
Nice,
we
nice,
don't
nice.
even explore enough greens. In South, I have seen a lot of greens like gongura and
So
all these being used. So I think
yeah,
we
yeah.
need to go back and research, be a little aware. Now,
So even even in Jharkhand, when I was researching, I mean, slowly the recipes are getting out from them, and I'm reposting it in my page. Okay, I have seen almost, I think, more than 100 kind of greens that I have seen. I mean, believe me,
Wow.
food is medicine for them. They
Okay.
said that we don't buy medicine from any pharmacy. They don't even know. I mean, they said that if we have fever, we eat this. If we have cough, we eat this. If we
Oh,
have cold, we eat this. So if there's leukoderma, we eat this. If there's diabetes, we eat this. So everything is, that's what we should do. I mean, food is our medicine. That's what we should be sustainable. We should eat local. That's exactly what you're talking about. Look at gongura leaf or gongura pickle. So I have a fish dish that I just put at my page. I have made a very amazing gongura fish. So I
wow.
said fish tikka to sabko karte hain. So let me just try this. Work magical. I have this sweet potato that I just put it with Rosella
Oh,
jam.
yeah, I love
Rosella is
that.
kundrum.
And you used
It's this
rhododendron
is
syrup in a salad recently with watermelon.
Yes, I made a rhododendron, buranch. That's called buranch in hills. And when I was going with Dr. Pushpesh, I said, "What is this so good-looking flower?" He said,
Yeah.
"Nishant, this is buranch." So I came to know about buranch, about palash. Even I have this very amazing Indian fig that I have seen the other day. And because of this lockdown, I'm not able to go. Otherwise, I would have, done a dish with that also. So we have
Okay.
enough, believe me, Shivari, we have enough thing to show our repertoire. We just have to respect it. Look at, I mean, you're talking about moringa leaf.
Yeah.
Moringa is the super food right now.
Yeah.
The entire world is talking about moringa.
Moringa,
Patanjali
turmeric.
I
We
mean,
always have it.
disclaimer, but Patanjali is making, so much from moringa flower.
Yeah. Yeah. So, why do you think it is all the more important for India to use sustainable methods? Because even if we talk of diseases, so many diseases were cured by our gharelu nuskhas, uh, what were
True,
used,
true.
and even our Ayurveda and Unani, they were so much into the herbs and the medicinal quality of herbs. So why do you think we should focus more on this?
See, because we were tribals, right? I'm talking about Harappa days. We're tribals, We were, there was no medicine or there was nothing like that at that time. So we used to eat food, okay, and then we were happy and we were healthy, okay. So I think India is amazing. Every place that you go, you find a new ingredient to work with. You find a new ingredient to know. You find a new ingredient to cook, which has got abundance of health benefit. Okay. So when I went to US, with due respect, there's nothing. I'm not saying anything wrong, but I have only burger and thick fries all over US. I was like, I don't want to become
Yeah,
fat, so
we have
I
so
mean,
much variety.
it's all about they eat so much of fat potatoes and breads and all. Think I mean, slowly and slow. Believe me, if the world is actually looking towards us in terms of nutrition, so we should set an example for the world to understand that this is the right way to eat.
Okay. So I have a rapid fire round for you, Chef. Now.
Sure, sure.
This is a surprise. So I'm going to shoot some
Okay,
questions at you. I'm going to give you some ingredients, and you have to tell me
sure,
what you would make out of it.
sure.
Potato peels.
Pakoda,
Wow. Okay. Bread crumbs that we normally have.
croquettes or bread and butter pudding or croquettes or yeah, bread
Okay.
and butter pudding or croquettes.
Lemon peel after squeezing out the juice.
Lemon powder, lemonade, lemon mojito,
Wow.
yeah, cheesecake,
Okay.
cheesecake,
Okay. Coriander stems after removing the leaf, the stems.
somtam. Okay, juice is very detoxifying. I think you should have it. This actually detoxifies your kidney. So one should have coriander and parsley juice. I mean stem,
Chicken bones.
stock, soup, sauces, curry, yeah,
Okay.
ramen, noodle.
Okay, let me think of something. Okay, why don't you tell me what is your favorite sustainable dish that you have created?
The humble fish curry is my dish. I buy local rohu fish, okay, and I eat with I cook it with bone on, head on, uh, only scale I took it out, and that too I don't throw it. I make pakoda out of that. Okay, fry it,
Wow.
and I make a very amazing mustard with mustard, garlic, and chili, and I have this silbatta, so I crush it. I put everything all together and then fry. Of course, I have to fry the fish before. I've seen in your page also. You have, I think, you have also done a fish like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So in
I
your
try
story,
to do all
so
these things.
so
Your favorite
yeah, that's
favorite sustainable cookware, like any vessel or utensil, which one we must
so
have.
I have this Mittika terracotta pot. Okay, so I make my mutton curry inside that only.
Okay.
So that I always keep it. Yeah,
How does it
always keep
help?
it with me. So it actually, I mean, this gels very well.
Hmm.
Okay, there's no, I mean, this good. There are good orders when you cook it in terracotta pot. Just like when you drink water, you find this sonda smell also.
Yeah.
Same like that. When you cook mutton in that, it gives you very amazing flavor.
Okay. Now, if you were stranded on an island and you had to take five sustainable ingredients with you, what would you take?
I would try to find some corn, some rice, some dal. I'm sure I'll be able to find some potato
Okay.
and maybe some seafood. So
Oh,
I'll make a jambalaya. I'll make a khichdi out of it, like a paya.
I think you're a magician. Wow. So nice speaking to you, Chef. I think this was a very informative talk, and you have encouraged a lot of people to follow more sustainable
Thank you.
cooking practices.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so much
you.
for sharing your knowledge with us.
You're most welcome. This is the time that we should be. We should look at sustainability as our core. We should not waste anything. We should buy local. We should. I think we should use as much as we want. Don't throw anything out. It's better to feed a hunger. There are a lot of people who are hungry, so let's respect people who are growing stuff,
Mhm.
and let's make it a better place to live in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chef. Lovely talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Same here. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you. Thank you, Shiva. God bless.